haven't pushed to your limit though. Have you at least pushed
You have to
around
find your limit
to see, you know what I mean? That's like, it's like the easiest way to explain what we're talking about, like, is bodybuilding. That's the perfect way to do it. In the end of the day, Phil Heath's genetics are why he's the champ, or he was the championship, or now Chris Bumstead. But until I goddamn put steroids in my body and goddamn and then eat clean and then do the 1,000 workouts and whatever fuck the shit they doing, that only then will I see what my peak is. I can't sit here 250 pounds and be like, oh, it's genetics. That's the thing, you know. But bro, that's the...
You'll never know unless you try.
Yeah. But I do think people are special.
But that's the gambit. That's the gambit.
I do think people are special, though. I do think people are...
Yeah.
Like Boost is one of them, for example, in my opinion. I think he's going to be... Bro, like, I think there are certain people that are just... And I think I might have brought this up to you before, but I feel like when somebody looks at, like, LeBron James, it's easier for them to accept, oh, well, he's 6'9" and jumping from half court. Steph Curry is shooting from half court and all. Bro, just because it's a video game and we holding a controller, it feels like, you know what I'm saying? It feels like, oh, it's equal. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if that's the case, Magnus Carlsen wouldn't be the best chess player in the world for the last 10 years, 15 years. These dudes are trying. Grandmasters are working together. XYZ. And this dude...
Round the clock.
They are pushing their limit.
They just can't.
And they can't beat him. That means that the brain, just like a muscle, can be naturally different. It don't mean he's smarter than you, but he's more inclined to this task.
He's wired for that. Yeah, I absolutely believe that exists, but it's the competitor's gambit. You will never know unless you try. Yeah. So even like I look at someone like a Punk, like I also think that he's someone whose brain is wired for fighting games, and he also started very young. Yes. Right. I do think plasticity of the brain starting young, that's a huge factor. And learning skills that you can excel at. But that's not to say that you couldn't start today and potentially be better, right? Whatever age you are. Like, you'll never know unless you try. Yes. That's so important. And also to believe, like, to the point of almost delusion. And that's something I think you have that was very powerful. And I think that's something that I, as a competitor, kind of lack. Like, I don't have quite the same level, and in a positive sense, of, like, positive delusion. Like, I think being a competitor, you have to be optimistic to the point of almost delusional. Yes. Because if you don't have that, how can you envision yourself winning and then taking the steps necessary in order to get there? And I think all great competitors have that. They kind of spin things where they believe, oh, if I just do X, Y, or Z, I'm going to win. If I do this, I can win. And I think you can kind of feel that sense from players who don't have it.
That's why the loss is a genuine shock and why you get mad or salty or sad. Because you are so delusional, you really think you supposed to just go and beat all of these other players who working hard as fuck too. You really convince yourself you're supposed to beat them. So now you lost. It's a genuine surprise. Oh, what the fuck? Like, you lost to fucking Tokido, bro. Like, you lost to another player who's as serious as you. Yeah. So.
But if you don't have that, conversely, if you don't have that, you just accept the loss. But also, if you're too delusional, then you just never work. And like we've seen players who are like the other end of like the delusional, where they're so delusional that they think they're it's like their God-given right to just win, and they don't put in the work and they just assume they're going to win. So there's like a sweet spot where you're like a little optimistic towards delusional, where I think that's where the best players thrive, because they're delusional enough to think they can win, but also realistic enough to put the work in to get there.